From fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, it's USL Championship Soccer on ESPN+. Tonight, Las Vegas Lights FC return to Cashman Field to host the Tacoma Defiance. Good evening and welcome everybody alongside former U.S. International Lori Lindsay. I'm Jeff Radcliffe. Thanks for joining us here for Lights Soccer on MyLVTV and ESPN+. The all-time series you see there, split a game apiece, a pair of 3-1 victories last year. Las Vegas this year yet to lose at home, but would like to break a bit of an early season scoring drought, Lori.
Yeah, and they'll look to keep this momentum going in terms of being undefeated at home, especially against Tacoma, who's coming off a huge loss on Wednesday night and has a short turnaround in terms of rest. Undefeated
at home, big reason why the local boy done good. They call him TKO. 227 minutes straight without conceding a goal at home.
And they'll look to him to keep a clean sheet and really anchor that defense tonight, making sure he stops anything that's coming their way from Tacoma Defiance.
He is also our Nevada State College homegrown player. And you see 16 saves, ranks him 4th in the championship. On the other side, he's going to have a challenge tonight from a player that's featured for Seattle 2, now Tacoma. And that's Shandon Hopiau, and a special player with a lot of pace on the right side.
Yeah, most of the attacks start with him, his ability to get up and down that field. Not necessarily score goals, but create goals, create chances for other players. And Las Vegas is going to need to keep an eye on him, especially with his ability, like you said, to get up and down that right-hand side.
Now Tacoma losing earlier this to Orange County 4-0. Looking to get on the board tonight against Las Vegas. When we come back, starting 11s brought to you by Zappos and Kickoff. It's the first meeting of the season between Tacoma and Las Vegas. It's next.
Jarritos. Super good. Que bueno son.
Spring is here, and that means the Spring Fever sales event is on now at ABC Hyundai. Spring Fever savings, like saving over $5,800 on the beautiful new 2019 Sonata SC with a lease of just $199 per month. ABC Hyundai, #1 in Nevada for a reason.
Because of UMC, there's a wide open road ahead of me.
Because of UMC, she can grow up with her twin sister.
Because of UMC, I'm here to help you.
UMC, the highest level of care in Nevada.
Thank you for calling Zappos. How can I help you today?
So I have a little problem.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered a dress yesterday afternoon, and it showed up this morning.
Okay.
I'm not really emotionally ready for it yet, so I put it in the garage under a tarp.
Totally understand.
So can I send it back?
Yes, you can absolutely send it back. You will have to touch the box, though.
Thank you so much.
Hey, I'm Brian Salmon.
And I'm Amber Dixon. Enjoy tonight's game and be sure to watch News 3 live at 11 tonight.
Yep, we'll have highlights and you never know, you might end up on TV too.
The place for all the Lights action is with News 3 Sports.
And good luck to the Las Vegas Lights.
Back at Cashman Field, Lights getting set for home game #3 in this 2019 season. Jeff Radcliffe, Lori Lindsay, and our entire crew. Happy to bring this one to you. It should be a festive night at Cashman Field as we take a look at our Zappos starting 11s. Visit zappos.com/soccer. First for Las Vegas, 2 changes being made by Eric Winalda as Preston in for Harley and Cruz in for Hernandez.
But also keep an eye on #6, Fair, in the midfield. He's the one who's had an outstanding season so far. Will keep them ticking. He'll look to link up with Para and Cruz up top.
Our Zappos starting 11 for the Tacoma Defiance. They come in 2 and 4. And bringing in 2 MLS players and putting them both on that back line, and Jonathan Campbell and Henry Wingo.
And the 2 of them will anchor the defense for Tacoma Defiance and look to keep this Las Vegas Lights team at bay, especially as they come out guns a-blazing in terms of trying to get points and having a more consistent game, or 90 minutes, we should say.
Our keys to the game are brought to you by Findlay Toyota, where John Barr will do anything to sell you a car. Let's sell us the keys here, Lori.
Yeah, the first. No, everyone does it. It's totally okay. 2 first names, right? It gets confusing. With the Las Vegas Lights, it's going to be about pushing the pace. They know that this Tacoma team has a short turnaround. Push the pace, create chaos as much as they can, and then balance and patience in the final third. Can they link up, look for that extra pass instead of rushing their shot? And then on the other side for Tacoma, coming off a big loss on Wednesday night, how can they manage that loss and their reaction to it, and then keep this Las Vegas Lights team at bay early on with the pressure that they're gonna find themselves under here at Cashman Field.
Well, the Electric Company and the Luzi Fuerza fired up and ready to go. UMC is the official hospital of the Lights. Tonight's health report shows that all Lights players available except for Brian De La Fuente, who is out tonight. And it is game on in Las Vegas. Lights in the black, of course. The blue going to be sharpied out with gold tonight, and favor of the Las Vegas Golden Knights, who are in a playoff series with a teal-clad San Jose Sharks. So there's no teal in the kit, but anything close. We want to make sure we're supporting the Vegas Golden Knights as they look to get back to the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. And immediately, Las Vegas going on the front foot, and then Pablo Cruz, who has not started the last 2, back in that lineup, and he seems to be hurt along the near touchline. Pablo out of Pasadena. And we take a look and see what happened.
Yeah, and he just gets caught. Some crafty play. Just able trying to wiggle himself out of that pressure, but then just gets caught on that left knee.
Well, Eric Winalda said we are going to start fast here tonight and take advantage of Tacoma, who's on short rest, as you mentioned. This is road game number 2 of 5 in a row for Chris Little's crew.
And I like that game plan by Eric Winalda, knowing that this Tacoma team has a 5-game road trip, second of that tonight, and coming off that huge loss. So putting them under pressure early, being at home, knowing how well that they play at home. They've been undefeated. Getting after this Tacoma team early on is going to be key, and can they continuously put them under pressure and see if they can find them back in the net early.
Lights unbeaten at home. They've only managed 1 goal, and Eric Winalda promising early in the season this team would provide a lot of excitement, and it has not been up to his standards as of yet. And when the fortunes change tonight, Lights coming in 1-3-1. They want to ascend up those Western Conference standings.
And one thing that he talked about, though, too, is that they are entertaining, they are creating chances. It's just about being more patient that final third. They're rushing shots, according to him, and when they could take another pass or another touch. So it's about finding that balance.
Abe Robinson and his patented big throw gets it into the 18. Defiance trying to come out of there with it. As again, they lost to Orange County on Wednesday, 4-0. Maybe Fair, who was singled out by Coach Winalda this week. The guy who's really impressed him, who came in a little late to the season. Israel Gonzalez will get on the ball. My bad.
Yeah, puts his hand up. He knows it.
Garcia Lopez, who you will see get up and down that right side with reckless abandon. But a dangerous moment here for Thomas Olson and company. It will be Joel Rydstrand will hook it into the back post, into the smoke it goes, and out of play. Will go in behind for a goal kick. Thomas Olson, straight out of Bishop Gorman High School and University of San Diego. Imagine, as we mentioned, Nevada State College homegrown player for the Lights, one of 3 on the roster, with Alvarez and Matty Thomas. Fair, calm as you like. Olsen again is Tacoma trying to put a little pressure on here on the road. Stays in. And back to the keeper, Trey Muse, homegrown player for the Seattle Sounders.
And both of these teams, this is going to be an interesting game in terms of how the reaction and how they come out, because both of these teams in unique positions. Las Vegas playing good soccer, but at the same time not getting the W's, not getting the 3 points that they want. And it's about putting more consistent performances and hoping that things start to fall their way. And then on the other end, it's Tacoma starting this long road streak or this road trip, coming off a big loss, and how they react to that, and can they bounce back? Can they put a good performance together?
Para, good job holding the ball up. As you see the foam on the far side, the party has begun. They moved all the picnic tables out, and the foam will fly. And we have been told there are celebrations planned should the Lights score a goal here that involve the foam. So celebrating spring break time. And that will go out of play. A goal kick for Trey Muse and the Tacoma Defiance, coming in 2-4 on the season. Finished 16th in the West last year when they were the Sounders too and got rebranded in the offseason. Chris Little in his first season. And yeah, tiny bubbles.
Fans enjoying more than just the game.
Yeah. Las Vegas trying to get a hold of things. So again, second start of the season for Tabora Taka Preston. Wearing 19, paciest player on this roster. And coming out of there is Wingo. Now, if you're playing, is the foam a distraction? Are you locked in?
No, you're locked in. You're not concerned about what's going on out there.
Got a leaf blower as well.
But you know, you never know with Las Vegas. Maybe one of the players is going to jump in or something. You know, you mentioned Preston, and I'm excited to see what this partnership up top with Preston and Para is like. That was one thing when we spoke with Eric Ronaldo earlier in the week. That was a question mark for him, and who they can find to get Para more involved in the game, take some of the load off, and start to highlight some of his special qualities. And if him and Preston can get a partnership going, I think it'll be a lethal combination up top.
Pablo Cruz on the corner on the backside. Para was there, overran it a bit. Of course, have to mention, Lights have 4 goals on the season, 3 of them via the set piece, and the other via the penalty last week in stoppage time, that 2-1 loss, in which Eric Winalda and his team felt aggrieved on a goal that was reversed and taken off the board that would have made the difference. That one off target to the right, and a good counterattack by Tacoma there. It was Hopiau, who we talked about in the open.
Well, this is exactly how Tacoma can be dangerous, is finding Hopiau out wide right, be able to take players on and then cut inside and look to either combine or take a shot himself.
8th minute, certainly putting on some pressure here. And Cruz down the line. The overlap is there from Garcia Lopez. See if he can craft in a cross. We'll send it high to the back stick. Dealt with by Wingo. Campbell there as well. Rydstrand also defending. And nothing comes of it. Here's a look at the counter moments ago from the Defiance.
Well, we highlighted Hopiau and how dangerous he can be down this right-hand side, and here he is, just cutting the ball inside. And instead of combining, which we've seen him do more often, looking to take the shot and give it a go himself.
Another thing Eric Ronaldo was saying this last week, we got to get on the board first. We've got to stop conceding first, because that changes the game. You know, goals change games.
Well, then you're constantly chasing the game. You're having to make adjustments instead of forcing the other team to make adjustments to what you're doing.
Playing with the lead is entirely different than conceding. And now another chance for the Defiance inside the area. And a brave move by Olsen to get out on it, but it will yield. So throwing a player down for Las Vegas is Christian Torres.
And this is an area where Las Vegas is going to need to be careful because they push so many players forward. It leaves players open. And here we are again, seeing Diaz wide open, nobody on him. Good job by Olsen to come out and cut down that angle and make a save.
Torres okay. Again, he's been shifted to the left back for the second straight game. Make that third straight game after dealing with some injuries at the left back spot and taking one for the team. And has done well there. That's where he played last year. One of 5 returners to this roster. On the left is Matt Nance, who's coming up high and nothing doing. Our referee tonight, Eligio Erguin. He's assisted by Seth Martin, Uriel Aguilera, and Ryan Cuddy is the 4th official. He was at the poker table here on the near side. Olsen lets it fly. We're in the 11th minute, no score. Here's Garcia Lopez. That would earn the throw-in. Fair. Service top of the 18. Falls to Preston. He shoots and scores! In the 11th minute, the Lights have struck first. Plaza Hotel and Casino goal gives the Lights the lead, and the young man from Cameroon gets it done.
And this is exactly the start that Eric Winalda and Las Vegas Lights FC are looking for. A great ball in. Preston gets on the end of it, collects it right here, takes a good first touch away from pressure, and then slots it across, back across the goalkeeper into that far post.
Reason to celebrate. Now, of course, in the ascendancy. So a good start here for the Lights. And Tacoma chasing once again.
And exactly what you were talking about, Jeff, which is one thing that Las Vegas doesn't want to is to concede goals early and then have to chase the game, and quite the opposite now. Weathered a few opportunities by Tacoma early on in the first 10 minutes, but now then find themselves up 1-0. Now it'll be, can they maintain possession, be disciplined in the back, but then also be patient in that final third.
Passed by Garcia Lopez. Preston causing some problems here with that pace. Well, we've got something to talk about now. We'd love to hear from you throughout the game. Join that conversation. At Jeff_Radcliffe. She's at Lori Lindsay 6. You can use the hashtag TVLights. We'll try to read your best tweets on air. '13th minute, 1-0 to the good for the Lights. Muse has been beaten, and a really good, well-placed shot from Preston. Didn't try to overdo it. Take what was given to him.
No, and it was a good first touch away, especially a ball that just started bouncing. Wasn't expecting it, just knocked down after that cross that was played in. Good first touch away from pressure that allowed him to slot that ball across the goal to that far post.
Moby's play comes back to Robinson. And Torre crossing halfway, worked the left side. Torres waiting. Runs forward with Arguez. And Defiance trying to get on the ball and link some things up. Joel Rydstrand, the 23-year-old Swede.
And we're seeing right now that pressure that Eric Winalda was talking about, that chaos that he wanted to create. And I was watching those first 10 minutes, I didn't actually see it, so I was wondering what if they had switched the game plan. But now, even after them scoring the goal, we're starting to see them step up, put the pressure on Tacoma, and see if they can get another quick goal.
Now, this is game 6 of the season. That was the first goal from the run of play. So one of those about time moments. Here's Garcia Lopez, has Cruz to the other side and just lets it fly. And off target to the right. Garcia Lopez, Torrance, California, playing for the Gauchos of UC Santa Barbara. Smart player and smart in the classroom. Was a pharmacy assistant at a biomed company and opted to get back into the soccer game.
And that was a better buildup by Las Vegas when you're talking about patience, finding that other player. But you can see Cruz was upset with that final decision by Garcia Lopez to take the shot instead of play the extra ball.
Into the 18, no penalty given. Yeah, excellent point. We played a quarter hour at Cashman Field. The pace in KGL. This is the start that Eric Winalda has been waiting for. And I'm sure he doesn't want to rest with just that. Chris Little trying to get things organized. And Robinson, as we've seen already this season, possesses perhaps the best throw-in in the league. Can throw it 60 yards on a line. In fact, the first game of the season threw it straight into the goal from about this spot. Nobody touched it, so the goal didn't count. But impressive nonetheless. Chucking it to the edge of the 6, falls to the back stick. Oh, it's so close. And Cruz frustrated with himself for not getting on the end of it. So finally in the first half, not only did we have our America First Credit Union fireworks in that first minute, we have fireworks on the score sheet finally. The goal from Preston, his first. Getting the start tonight, just for the second time. Native of Cameroon is on loan technically from MFK Vistov in the Czech Republic. Oh, an easy call. And maybe going to the pocket here is Adagin. No, quick restart. No, he'll pull it back. Robinson and Torre still trying to build that partnership. Playing direct. Not enough real estate that time. He's going to cover a lot of ground tonight, I think, huh?
Well, I was just thinking that, Jeff, and their ability for him to overlap Garcia Lopez, to overlap Cruz and get in behind and just ask questions of that back line for Tacoma. They got to keep hammering that right-hand side because they're getting a lot of success down that side, and it's going to create some issues continually going forward.
Azrael Gonzalez, a Las Vegas native, playing for Tacoma. As we take a look at the foul by Fair. Get the reaction.
Oh, and then he gets the nail. Yeah, absolutely.
Gonzalez out of Heat FC here in Las Vegas. We're hoping to see Danny Leyva, a 15-year-old homegrown product, but he signed a goal with the first team Seattle Sounders earlier. He's played in 5 games thus far for Tacoma, but he's a Las Vegas native as well. The Barcelona Las Vegas club. And a special player that's going to have a big career, not just here in the States, but perhaps beyond. So the Las Vegas, as we talked to Eric Winalda, it can produce some players. And there's high-quality players from Vegas all over the league. And what Eric Winalda's job is to find them and get them here. Which he is exceptional at, finding the diamonds in the rough. Gonzalez is back the other way. Burkholz. One 1-0 Las Vegas. Strand keeps coming deeper and deeper. Put out some fire as Burkholz. Actually saved in by Nance. And in the end, not good enough.
No, and that's a better possession, better patience by Tacoma, but we can see the pressure by Las Vegas, making it difficult for them to really get anything going. And we're starting to see that all over the field. It's not just in the front line putting pressure, it's everywhere. Anytime a ball comes into their area, Las Vegas player is all over it, not allowing them to turn, making it difficult for Tacoma.
Nice ball from Campbell out of the back there. Tacoma trying to get their legs underneath them. Back on the front foot. Nance. Tripped up by himself. Turf Monster getting Gonzalez, who has a number of fans, friends, and family in attendance tonight. Robinson to Garcia Lopez. Again, streaking up the line. Good hold-up play from Para, who took the foul like a champ. Para got his first goal of the season on that penalty kick last week. 17 shots on the season, first in the league. And he's yet to get something from the run of play. Tonight, a good as chance as any. Request permission for flyby. Good to go, though. And the captain's armband tonight. 7 fouls in total, 5 committed by the Defiance here on the road. And second of 5 straight away from Cheney Stadium. Cruz on a dime, back post, headed in the air, and a foul will bring it back. Nope, offside. Oh, and a penalty's been called. I agree, we'll take it. We'll have to get a closer look at that one. And Para, for the second straight week, will look to convert from the spot.
We are definitely going to have to get another look at that, because this is not at all what I was expecting. I was going to mention how dangerous those balls that they're playing. It's no wonder that they're successful on free kicks. I mean, it was still difficult to tell. You could tell that Para was knocked down.
Well, the gestures from Adeguin, the referee, looked like that might have been a player coming off from an offside position, but no, it was indeed a foul and against Tacoma. So here we go, a chance to go up 2-0. Para makes it count. It is 2-0 Las Vegas Lights. Lighten up the scoreboard early. And another Plaza Hotel and Casino goal for the home team.
And what a fantastic finish. Goalkeeper Muse even guesses correctly, but just enough pace, enough power behind that ball. A deliberate decision to go to his right. And fantastic start for Para and Las Vegas Lights FC.
Well, Eric Winalda wanted a good start. And he has gotten that. So let's see how for the first time Las Vegas can play with a lead.
And you're right, Jeff, it now is going to be the key, because having a 2-0 lead, it's going to be how they can manage this, especially this early on in the league, not giving Tacoma any opportunities, making it difficult for them, but staying disciplined. Don't give anything away. We've seen in this first 25 minutes how much Garcia Lopez loves to get up and down that field. Does he need to stay home a bit more, though? Be more patient, be more disciplined in his movement. So we'll see what adjustments they make now that they have this 2-0 lead, and how they keep it and continue to add onto it.
And if you're Tacoma, no time to panic, but still plenty of time left. You saw the drop down, largest lead of the season. In fact, Las Vegas has not scored more than 1 goal in any game thus far. So that's changed. And talking with Coach Winalda this week, Lori, we need some luck to go our way. We had 2 penalties called against us in Portland. We had the goal disallowed last week. We've had injuries. We've had disciplinary problems, and we've had the adversity. When is it going to pay off? And maybe tonight's the night.
Yeah, and so far it's looking that way. I mean, we still aren't really sure about that. That penalty kick call is difficult to tell, but I mean, what a finish by Para. And then earlier on, we talked about that partnership between Para and Preston, and even though we haven't seen them link up together that much tonight, just their differences that they bring have been shown to pay off.
A point we tried to make in a conversation with Eric Winalda is, as he knows, generally over the course of a season, the good calls and bad calls even themselves out. At least you hope.
Yeah, and as players, you start to realize that you keep going, you keep improving, staying patient. A lot of times you start to make your own luck.
There's a lot of Tacoma players struggling with the footing here tonight. We noticed that same thing in the Real Monarchs game, the 1-0 win back on the 30th of March, as both teams were really slipping and sliding. Usually out in the desert, it gets a little chilly quickly as the sun goes down and gets slippery. A free kick coming up for Tacoma. In the end, just a restart. Have they run out of foam already? Seeing it pile up here. No, there they are. They're still out there. It's going to turn into a bubbly night. 27th minute, 2-0. And here's Cruz Jr. Lovely little ball on the right side. Fair gets a cross away into the area. Dealt with. Everybody getting up the field now. Getting greedy perhaps. Garcia Lopez gets to it. Back post in the air. It was Preston to get ahead to it. Nothing harmful there.
No, but you can tell a little bit. There's the foam. You can tell a little bit of the miscommunication between Preston and Para. Para wanted to go for the side volley, and it was Preston that went up and deflected that with his head. But again, you're right. I mean, just their ability to get players forward, make it difficult for Tacoma defensively in terms of who they're picking up. And a lot of that action has happened here on this right-hand side.
So, yellow card has been issued to Tacoma. Jesse Daly, the guilty party, the Australian. So that comes in the 28th. His second season with Tacoma. We found when you're one of these MLS owned or affiliated teams, we'll get back to that in a moment as we see a sub happening here in the first half, and never good. It's Christian Torres maybe coming off for Matt Thomas. Or is he going to hold off? So in a team already with some injuries, some bad news. Fair gives it a go. Looks like the goal that was disallowed in San Antonio last week. Eric was most disappointed for him to be robbed of his first goal with this team. And when you're a defensive midfielder, generally you're not getting many chances of that, as you know.
Yeah, when you score a goal, it's a big deal.
Do not take that off the board.
Exactly.
He got hooked. Wide strand. Anthony Gilroy getting to the wide side. On the right, shot away. Save made by Olsen. Well, that had some hot sauce on it. Back the other way on the counter. Para chopped down like a tree. And play on. Good clean tackle. And the energy building around Cashman Field. Campbell. Ride strand. Good job by Garcia Lopez. Keep that from being more dangerous. Will be a throw-in. He's going to disagree. Nance quickly in. Daly. Try the right side through the confetti. Hopiau on track. A dangerous ball. And it'll be a corner kick.
And here's that look. And just like with Las Vegas, a lot of the action's coming down that right side. Same for Tacoma. But Thomas Olsen do a good job of just paring that one away, getting low and making sure nothing comes of that low, hard shot.
So the change, certainly concern of Christian Torres, who comes off here half hour in. But Matt Thomas, another homegrown player sponsored by Nevada State College, getting his third appearance of the season, product of Palo Verde High School. Scored the first goal in club history last year. Here's the corner. Oh, took a nasty deflection. Olsen all the way out the other side. It's going to run. Space is good. Para catching up. Has Cruz to the right. Para to the line. Gets it across, and it's in! It is 3-0. It's a brace. 2 goals for Para on the night. And a party at Cashman Field thus far.
And what an unbelievable start. Parr picks this one up, finds tons of room for himself, catches Tacoma, pushing so many players forward, gets them on the counter attack. Just a low-driven, hard shot. It's difficult to save. But what a fantastic goal, what a fantastic start. A dream start, actually, for Las Vegas. And talk about things starting to fall their way.
A breakout performance. Tacoma really up against it now. When Alda said we're going to start fast, there will be tons of energy. Well, and how? I have a feeling they're not going to settle for just that. With all the previous 5 weeks of frustration.
Just when I thought Tacoma was starting to string some passes together, get a little bit of momentum and possession, starting to dictate the tempo themselves. Parr picks up the ball, starts running at him, and finds the back of the net for the second time.
Eric told us so this week that feels Tacoma's got a solid team, but they can be vulnerable on the wing, and we've seen that.
And he's exactly right. That's where they're most vulnerable. We've seen that a ton on this first 35 minutes or so on this right-hand side with Garcia Lopez getting the overlaps, making runs, getting in behind. And then for that second goal for Parra, picking it up on the left-hand side.
Garcia Lopez. Oh, through traffic, draws a foul, free kick, Las Vegas. The Lights lighting things up now. Coach said we're going to come out 100 miles per hour. I'll try 150 at the moment. Revved up.
Some good little tricky play, good movement by Garcia Lopez. Just opts to cut inside to his left. Gets caught there. Looked by Rydstrand, I think.
Vegas, one of the best teams scoring from set pieces this year. They've got 3 already. Curled to the back stick, headed on frame, huge save made. A reaction by Muse, I think. And offside flag was up anyway. What a reaction.
Oh, what a save, Jeff. I mean, that was fantastic. He's getting low, ended up saving with his feet, but what a dynamic header. And talked about how great they've been on free kicks. This is another fantastic ball in by Cruz. And it's Parra again who gets on the end of it, low and hard to the ground with that header. But Muse coming up huge and then ultimately called offside.
Well, if you're enjoying what you're seeing now, make sure you make the next home game. The Lights will be playing April 13th against, well, the next home game against Sacramento, excuse me, 13th is tonight. Sacramento on May 5th. So this is the only game at home in the month of April. Cruz will skirt that one through, no harm on that one. The game a 7:30 start.
Well, so far they've proven to be a quality team at home. So this is your only game in the month of April that you're playing on your home field. What a fantastic, fabulous start you have right now. And it feels like they're starting to put a complete performance together. Being patient, being mindful in the final third, but also getting numbers behind the ball, allowing Tacoma to have possession, but nothing that ends up being too dangerous or anything that Olsen can't take care of.
Less than 10 minutes from halftime, all Lights tonight. And on a hurry, Preston with the keeper out. Can he keep it in? Nobody there on the back post, sliding in a little late. This used to be a baseball facility only. Good home plate slide by Parra. Can't finish it. 51s and Aviators have a brand new ballpark that just opened, by the way. If you haven't been out there, give a look. You got a lot of time in the month of April. Daly back at it. Rydstrand on a gallop. It's the return ball inside the area. Las Vegas conceding possession in this. One of the most underrated stats. Only got 42% of it. And a lot of that's been in the back half for Tacoma.
Well, a lot of the times too, possession and those stats can be a little misleading because great if you have possession, but it's what do you do with that possession? If you can't get forward, if you can't penetrate or have purposeful possession, then what's the point? If you're just keeping the ball and not making the other team move or ask questions of them, then.
Whew, that one skimmed over the top. It was nearly 3-1. I think Olsen touched it, so goal kick. Yeah, good point.
Then possession doesn't really matter, and we've seen Las Vegas keep the ball when necessary, but then take their chances and take advantage of that possession that they have in their attacking half.
Well, we'll have a lot to talk about on our ABC Hyundai halftime report. Coming your way in less than 10 minutes. Not a bad effort there. And so that'll lead to frustration when you miss a chance. You do all the work to get to it if you're Hopiao. 39th minute, 3-0.
And you can see the quality that Tacoma has with being able to keep possession, as we were mentioning, and then start to attack and penetrate down those wingers in the inline or sideline, excuse me. But again, it's Olsen and that back line that are shoring things up and keeping them off the board.
The ball gets through. And will roll slowly. And goal kick, it yields. Las Vegas, 7 shots, 3 on target, 4 and 1 for the visitors. Two goals from Irving Para. And the opener from Preston, getting that start tonight. And you know how it is. You play well, you stay on. You stay in the 11. That's how most coaches operate. Flag stays down here. A dangerous ball in the area towards the supporters. Hopiau still looking dangerous despite trailing 3-0. The Lights outshot San Antonio last week 18-12 on the road. Got no points for their effort. Foul the other way. Well, you were on the call a lot of Las Vegas games last year. What are the difference you're seeing in Eric Winalda's team that you didn't see last year?
Well, I think it looks like there's just some more discipline all around the park in terms of how they're defending as a group. When they send numbers forward, are they able to shift and rotate and cover when needed and not get exploited on the counter attack? And then obviously a huge highlight is Thomas Olsen back there coming up big. Last year, the goalkeeping position was an interesting one in terms of just the inconsistency back there, and as we've seen tonight, Thomas Olsen, that's what you want from a goalkeeper, right? Being able to come up big when needed and be like, kind of like that fifth player in your back line. And you've shown that.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, that's it.
Point made. It's I think a point that Eric was trying to say. Nobody's impressed him more with his work and his ability, and really the rise to the occasion than Thomas Olsen this year. He was not initially slated to be the starter, but he said, I'm going to give you a chance, and he's taken it and run with it. Just had 4 appearances last year. He's already eclipsed that with his 6th tonight. Closer and closer to halftime. All Vegas. Somehow kept in. It's touched by Fair. See Garcia Lopez waiting all by himself on the right side. We'll try to unlock it on the left. Campbell is there. In the end, the throw for the Defiance. They were rebranded from Sounders 2 last year. Finished 16th in the West. 1 spot behind Las Vegas a year ago. You can hear Chris Little, the Scottish accent. He is a native of Edinburgh. It has not gone according to script for him. Just to head up the Seattle Sounders Academy for taking over for the USL side. Support Luisi Fuerza will bang the drum all day and all night tonight. Owner Brett Lashbrook said it needs to be a non-stop soccer party. It was that last year off the field. Need it on the field this year too. And getting around the edge is Preston. He's on that left side now, working in on Wingo. Back to Fair. Scaglia settling it down. And it's imperative if you're Las Vegas to go into halftime with a clean sheet as well. Given away. Into space. Strand has been on the ball a lot, trying to orchestrate things, pull strings. Hopiau is running in front, trying to get on the end. Olsen recognizes the danger.
And what I've liked about Las Vegas this first half is just the picking and choosing of when to get forward, when to press, when to be patient, get numbers behind the ball, stay compact. And they've done a good job of the ebbs and flows of that throughout this half, especially when you have a team that wanted to come out, create chaos, high press, and then find themselves up 3-0 and benefiting from that high pressure. But it's like, how do you manage the rest of the half? How do you manage that big lead? And they're still playing, they're still attacking, but being mindful of when to keep the ball.
2 minutes to go. A reminder, next home game, Cinco de Mayo weekend. Lights in Sacramento, Republic FC. 3,000 fans will take home Lucha Libre. Capes. Get the wrestling feel as you leave. Look, you got a soccer match, you got bubbles. You got Lucha Libres. Brought to you by Jarritos and ESPN Deportes Radio. Kickoff is at 7:30. Zappos tailgate starts at 5:30. A little over a minute. The first half dominated by the home team. And looking down the road, the Lights will have a fan appreciation night in October. They're going to be giving away a Chevy Silverado. You can already buy the tickets and pre-qualify as a finalist now. You go to the website, lightsfc.com/Chevy to enter. So no shortage of promotions, as you would expect, as you see the fourth official always standing in front of a poker table.
It is the true example of entertainment on and off the field, right?
30 seconds. And so far, the soccer here to match tonight. About 15 seconds at the referee's discretion. Could be the last kick of the half from Muse, and that is indeed the case. But a 3-0 advantage for the Las Vegas Lights over Tacoma Defiance. Aiming for win number 2 on the season and to stay unbeaten. Our ABC Hyundai halftime report coming your way right after this. 3-0 to the good for Las Vegas.
When your Las Vegas Lights FC take on Rio Grande Valley FC Toros Saturday, April 20th at 5:30 p.m.
Ball hit across, what a finish!
Don't miss a moment of all the action on MyOVTV, Channel 21, Cable 12.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Silverado. It's the official truck of calloused hands and elbow grease. The official truck of getting to work and getting to work. It's the official truck of homecoming and coming home. The all-new Chevy Silverado. Now during Chevy Truck Month, get 0% financing for 72 months on this all-new Silverado.
See your Southern Nevada Chevy dealers.
Super good. Jarritos. Super good. Que bueno son.
High energy bills have you feeling like you're in the penalty box? Score a hat trick with the Universal Solar Direct exclusive. 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 5 months. Don't get stuck paying interest with the other guys. Invest today, save for a lifetime. Call Universal Solar Direct today and receive up to $5,000 from NV Energy just for going solar. 0 down, 0 interest, 0 payments for 5 months. Universal Solar Direct, proud sponsor of the Vegas Golden Knights.
Universal Solar Direct. Pay less for your electric.
Spring is here, and that means the Spring Fever sales event is on now at ABC Hyundai. Spring Fever savings like saving over $5,800 on the beautiful new 2019 Sonata SC with a lease of just $199 per month. ABC Hyundai, #1 in Nevada for a reason.
Well, the Lights in search of and looking for their second home win of the season. They lead the Tacoma Defiance 3-0 on this Week 5 affair at Cashman Field. It was a wild and woolly Week 5 in the USL Championship and Week 2 of League 1. Let's take a look back at all that transpired.
And Jameson's going to get to the ball off the giveaway, and Bradford Jameson's got the first goal, and San Antonio FC is on the board.
On his way. Here's Ryan Sierakowski in the penalty area. Sierakowski!
Oh! Weaving it forward. Oh, Luke got a piece of that to Rob Dos Santos.
Plata. He'll take a shot. And a goal! Joao Plata! Leo's ball. Nice curl. This time headed for the goal!
This afternoon's match, a good ball into Lewis. What a strike! Zico Lewis.
Nice 1-2 there.
Here comes that scissors kick. And Isaac was alive to it.
Long range shot, curling, and it's in the back of the net.
And it's going to be Lewis. He just takes the strike. And Brandon Miller manages to get just a hair on it.
Austin Bold strikes first. Good ball in. John diving header.
He's going to give it a crack, deflected away by Restrepo.
Hundley lets it fly, and Juan punches it away.
And it is a goal.
Fleming's in for JJ.
Here's Micheletto. Sends over, beautiful curler. Marco Micheletto. To the right side of the box. Robinson comes back, looking for some help. Deflected there. Jansen from the goal, stopped by Kirk.
Full head of steam. Perusa trying to chip the goalie, and that's exactly what happened.
Dennis. And that one off the crossbar, and Fitzgerald getting a piece of that.
Here's an opportunity. Syed buries it for the Red Wolves.
Advantage for the rest of this game. Endo going right at it, punched out by Herrera. Outstanding effort.
Cox runs over. Second chance. Vega there. Back of the net. Near post headed on into the back of the net.
And there is a whole lot going on in the United Soccer Leagues at League 1 and the USL Championship tonight. Las Vegas looking for their second win of the season and second at home, looking to stay unbeaten. Let's take a look at news and notes from around the USL Championship. Lots to talk about, as usual. Here's the bullet points in the East. Tampa Bay Rowdies and St. Louis, almost impossible to score on right now. They top the power rankings as well.
That's awesome. And then we see
Kai Korniak leading LA Galaxy to victory. He had 2 goals and an assist in the brace, gets Pet Player of the Week honors. And then coming up, of course, the game on ESPN3 midweek, Wednesday, April 17th. The expansion side, Austin Bold, take on Phoenix Rising. And each and every week, you'll have your USL Championship Game of the Week on ESPN3. Looking ahead, some good ones on the schedule coming up on May 8th on ESPN2. Nashville hosting the Tampa Bay Rowdies, who look to be really good. Those so far this season, as we mentioned. New Mexico United bringing in, I don't know, 10,000 or more a game here in their expansion year over Oklahoma City Energy, and that one on June 5th. April also coming up. The next one is Louisville City FC against Memphis, as Louisville the reigning champs. Busy week 6 as we go take a tour around the USL Championship. Full-time scores as Timbers 2 get the win here in the Western Conference against Las Vegas' next opponent, Sac Republic. And that is a look around the USL Championship. When we come back, we'll have highlights, stats, and analysis. It's coming your way on the ABC Hyundai Halftime Report. Continues right after this.
Is here, and that means the Spring Fever sales event is on now at ABC Hyundai. Spring Fever savings, like saving over $5,800 on the beautiful new 2019 Sonata SC with a lease of just $199 per month. ABC Hyundai, #1 in Nevada for a reason.
Boston Dental Group, your place for friendly, gentle, and convenient dental care in Las Vegas. We offer you expert specialists such as orthodontics, implants, cosmetic dentistry, and even pedodontics for your children. Call us today to take advantage of our limited time offers. 25% off cleanings and only $250 down to start your braces today. Call 702-388-8888.
Boston Dental Group, making healthy smiles more affordable to you.
Because of UMC, there's a wide open road ahead of me.
Because of UMC, she can grow up with her twin sister.
Because of UMC, I'm here to help you.
UMC, the highest level of care in Nevada.
Zappos makes returns easy, so you can save the drama.
What do you want?
For your 18th century prima donna.
Did you eat my last taquito? Nope.
Lawyer!
Drama-free customer service 24/7. Zappos.com. Zappos makes getting help at any time easy.
They're on their way.
Great. So you can save the drama.
Curfew was 2 hours ago.
For your teenage llama.
Michael, look at me when I'm talking to you.
Drama-free customer service 24/7. Zappos.com.
Catch professional soccer on MyLVTV when your Las Vegas Lights FC take on Rio Grande Valley FC Toros Saturday, April 20th at 5:30 p.m.
Ball hit across. What a finish!
Don't miss a moment of all the action on MyLVTV, Channel 21, Cable 12.
Well, all season long, halftime is brought to you by ABC Hyundai, the official sponsor of the $5 Give Back program. As we take a look at the first half highlights, and there's a lot to unpack here in this first half as Vegas has put across 3 goals. Lori.
In the first 10 minutes, we're pretty much back and forth, but then it was all Las Vegas Lights. We talked about Hobiao for Tacoma being dangerous down this right-hand side. Here he is early on, being able to cut in, getting a good look on goal, but Thomas Olsen having that covered. Keep making sure that they stay scoreless and keeping Tacoma off the score sheet. As we said early on, Las Vegas just weathering the storm, but then after that would be all Vegas.
And the Lights about to cash in their chips, and boy, that game, it totally changes if one of those go in.
One thing that Coach Eric Winalda talked about was just patience and capitalizing on their opportunities, and he gave Preston the go for the start for this game, and he collects the ball, takes the pressure away, and then finishes that one. Had a good early start, and then from then on, it was all Para disrupting and creating havoc in the back line for Tacoma. Here he gets for the foul and then steps up and nails this one home. What a fantastic penalty kick. Trey Muse even guesses the correct way, but nothing he can do about that one with the power and precision behind it.
Well, he wasn't done, Mr. Para. Look at this release from Olsen. just to start a one-man attack.
Well, you're exactly right, Jeff, and we've talked about Olsen and his shot-stopping abilities, but here he is, distribution. He gets an assist on this one.
It's a goalkeeper assist.
And we knew the wings were going to be dangerous areas for both teams, and Parra collects this one on the left-hand side, just takes it down the end line, and then a good hard-nosed shot. And then another good look here from Parra off a free kick from Cruz. But Muse coming up huge in this one, just getting down low and making the save.
Now the frustration of the first 5 weeks for Irving Parra and Las Vegas Lights FC has gone by the wayside. A 3-0 lead, leading in shots 8-5 and on target 4-1. And again, you already talked possession, really not telling any story whatsoever.
No, and in fact, it's not surprising at all that Tacoma has, but it's about where they've had that possession, and give credit to Las Vegas Lights of keeping themselves behind the ball and not letting Tacoma have any really good solid looks that Thomas can't take, or excuse me, Olsen can't take care of. And they've just from top to bottom and start to finish of this first half just locked it up and done a good job in terms of having a good balanced performance, which Eric Winaldo was looking for.
Well, a good time to get your season tickets as well. You text season to 702-728-4625. Season tickets just $150. Chat with the front office, Viva Lights. And now let's take a look at the upcoming schedule. It's going to be a while before they're back at home. We talked about Sacramento being the next home game, but on the road for 2 at RGV and at Los Dos. Those coming up in the next 2 weeks. Then a 2-game homestand. Colorado Springs bumping up after that Sac Republic game. And then, which will be a huge game at Phoenix Rising FC, one of the best teams in the West.
Yeah, and if this scoreline stays the same or gets even bigger for Las Vegas, what a great springboard going into these 2 away games, giving them momentum, confidence, exactly what they needed in terms of bouncing back from some of the luck that wasn't going their way, creating chances, right? But finally tonight, finding the back of the net, and it just solidifies the performance that they're looking for.
Tonight, the first of 3 games against MLS affiliated teams. And that man, we just saw Chris Little. What did he do in that locker room beside Curse?
Well, I mean, for them, it's always about learning, right? I mean, they came off of it was unfortunately a huge loss on Wednesday night, and then coming in here, and now they find themselves down 3-0 again. But there's some good ideas. There's some good soccer being played. It's just about capitalizing on that, and then obviously shoring things up defensively and not getting caught for some goals that shouldn't be in the back of the net. We've not mentioned this a number of times, just the space that's out wide, the be able to exploit the wings, and unfortunately Tacoma's just getting caught in those areas where on the flip side Vegas is taking advantage of it and finding the back of the net.
Doesn't get any easier. They've got 3 more road games following this one as Eric Winaldo returns to the field. So a happy man thus far. Still 45 minutes to see out though. Tacoma at Phoenix, at San Antonio, at Oklahoma City Energy. It's a murderer's row here to start the season. And I think if you're the Lights FC, it's more of the same. Be ready to adjust. And how hard is it as a player, though, when you've got a commanding advantage at a halftime? You come out of the locker room and you need to keep that momentum going. How hard is that to do?
Well, it can be challenging. I mean, especially when you're excited about the 3-0 lead that you have, and then staying disciplined and focused on the task at hand. But it's so early in the season. It's a must. You have to continue to find another level, can you continue to find ways to create different types of goals? But also, again, we've talked and said the word balance quite a bit. It is a balancing act in terms of being disciplined defensively. Do you send players forward? Do you just keep them at home? But also keep attacking and putting Tacoma under pressure.
Game on once more at Cashman Field. In command to Gabe Robinson. See if there's any attacking posture change, because that's the one thing. If you're Tacoma, you need to get back in it, but if you get it too stretched, you're going to let it in behind, like right now. To the back stick, headed down, and off target. Certainly a good look from Arguez, and then that one wasted into the crowd.
No, but a fantastic start so far in these first opening 45 seconds.
It's always the tough task as a coach when you're trailing in a game as you are. You got to think of goal differential late in the season, perhaps, because if you do come out and try to get a goal, it's risk reward. And Chris Little has made a change. And Marlon Vargas, I believe, has come in. Marlon Vargas, the player in. So it was Anthony Burke-Gilroy who came off for Vargas, like for like, attacking midfielder. In the meantime, you've got Eric Winaldo certainly concerned with the number of injuries his team has dealt with thus far. Remember, it's Jabin Torre. Last year, this time was playing in Germany. And, oh boy, clash of heads between center backs, never good. And remember, you've already lost Christian Torres. And head injury you got to take seriously for sure.
Yeah, you got to think with the amount of time that he's down right now and that collision in the head that they're going to have to look to make a substitute here.
And on the bench, you don't have any natural center backs at all. A couple of players no longer with the team. Miguel Palafox would have been the one to come off, but he has mutually parted ways with the club. So he'll get checked out by the physio and see if he can re-enter the match. A look of concern from the supporters. Nothing to play around with. You have to have a life after soccer. Restart right now, 11 on 10. Oh, the ebbs and flows, how games change.
Especially the game of soccer, right?
One injury or one stroke of bad luck, bad deflection, and he's going to have to go out for a bit. May not come back at all. And you've already used 2 of your subs. So opportunity here for the Defiance to defy convention and get back in a 3-0 game. So what do you do tactically if you're Eric Winaldo and Hagi Rodriguez? So played collegiately at the University of Washington. Launched into the area, run up by Matt Thomas. Pushing him back. Again, another player slipping. It was Daly. Pata doing a masterful job holding the ball up. Into the attack they come again. Releasing it wide right. Trying to put more distance between them and the Tacoma inside the area. It is a goal! The second of the night for Preston. 4-0 Lights. And that kind of night for Trey Muse.
And this surely has to be the solidifying factor for Las Vegas tonight. Just too easy here, though, from Tacoma. Again, it starts down that right-hand side. Garcia Lopez getting down, creating that width, finding that ball in. to Preston, and it just bounces free, and he's able to make a good turn and then slot that one home. But you got to ask questions of that Tacoma defense. Just too easy to be able to allow Preston for that ball to bounce in front of him, then be able to turn and with no pressure on and within the 18-yard box.
The Defiance have lost twice already this season on 4-0 score lines. It looks like Tripa will be the last change, and we're only in the 52nd minute. He will come on, and that will certainly help the possession aspect. If you can keep the ball away from him, you don't have to worry about defending as much. Kevin Garcia-Lopez has been good. Well, instead, it will be a corner kick here. So how about Tabor Taka Preston getting his second start of the season and making the most of it?
I mean, you and I talked about early on and in the open about who was going to be able to partner up with Para.
Well,
and they've certainly made a case for themselves, right?
The two forwards have lit it up tonight for the Lights. And Olsen has it. I think the key here is just keep it mentally in front of you, right? Keep it simple. So let's see how this, with the sub of Torre coming out, this changes things tactically. Obviously, you're going to play the counter now for sure. It looks like Moby Fair has dropped back. Here, Eric, you got to play through it. Robinson.
You know, and the last thing, Jeff, that you want to see is injuries or players having to come out for any sort of head injury or any injury for that matter. But it is giving Las Vegas the opportunity at a 4-0 lead to be able to tactically play around with some different ideas on how they're going to attack, how they're going to defend, and then it's forcing them also to move players around, and that might be necessary as the season continues on, right? I mean, unfortunately, injuries do happen. If you're chasing the season or you start to gather some points, it could look differently, especially against different teams. So this early on in the season, again, not wanting any injuries, but if you're getting some different looks and see what players can offer you in different positions, that's always going to be an advantage down the line.
No doubt. Thomas launching it forward. This is certainly a different perspective playing up 4-0. I've not been in this position all season. And that's a challenge in itself, to play with a lead and see out a game, and there's a long way to go. 9 minutes into the second half. 2 goals apiece for the two forwards, Irving Para and Preston. It's fun listening to Coach Ronaldo talk about Preston earlier this season. Called him a lightning rod. Has lots of energy to be used as a late game sub. Well, I think you may have to change that idea, as he has provided a spark here to start. Said he will have an impact. Didn't know it was going to be like this. Olsen battling. Got to stay engaged. Hopiao. The overlap from Wingo. Sends it into the area. Oh, misplayed. Oh, players and bodies hitting the floor. Yellow card for Jonathan Campbell. Second yellow of the match on a Tacoma player. Campbell had 72 appearances and a goal with Chicago Fire the last 3 seasons. That's one way to stop them.
Yeah, and you got to think that there's a little bit of frustration, but also a little bit of a tactical foul as well. Just come in and put your body in there, making sure they don't get in behind.
La Bonita is the official supermarket of Lights FC and has the best price in town for Lights single game tickets. Visit any La Bonita supermarket. Arguez served in. Will be tracked down by Preston as he races to the line and just get the throw. Good information from our producer, Abe. 3-1 in franchise history when scoring 4 or more goals. I'll tell you, the one is would be depressing. Score 4 goals and lose. But still like the odds. It's a game that will be talked about for a while. Team that led the league in shots coming in, but was tied 28th in goals. That is changing tonight. Garcia Lopez to Parra. Garcia Lopez onside.
I mean, his ability to get up and down the field is really what makes this team tick. So difficult to defend, allows them to overload that right-hand side, making it difficult for Tacoma to decide who's going to pick him up. And it just gives them a variety in their attack, and his tireless effort and energy up down that right-hand side. Garcia Lopez has really been one of the difference makers tonight.
Arguez into the 18 and serves that one wide. Keeping everybody honest. Eric again said this week, especially when it comes to his 2 strikers, Irvin Parra and Preston, have fun. Go out there and have fun and the goals will come. He knows better than anybody. One of the most successful players in U.S. men's national team history.
Well, you're exactly right. I mean, and he's the one that also said, you know, obviously we want players to score goals, but we also need to provide some patience there too.
Kevin Garcia Lopez tracking back, doing the work, and putting it wide.
And case in point, that's what I'm talking about. It's not just on the attacking side. His ability to get up and down that right-hand side is unbelievable and second to none in terms of, I haven't seen a player be able to track back but also get forward and still be able to produce in the final third.
Only certain players, a lot of players can run all day, but one that does it when they're not on the ball or when they're not getting the ball.
Or even wants to do it when
yeah, just wants to track back in a 4-0 game. Well, nobody wants to lose their place.
And it kind of goes back to what you were talking about, though, like, what does this look like when you're up 4-0? How do you keep your team ticking? And that's exactly right. I mean, Garcia Lopez is leading by example. I mean, they want to win. This is a team that wants to get after it. They want to be entertaining and find the back of the net, and we're seeing that tonight.
Preston, right wing, has combined well with Garcia Lopez all night. Cruz, confident on the ball as always. Long switch. This is good possession here from Las Vegas. Has a purpose. Olsen with the assist and the goal. It is 5-0. Parra has a hat trick. Are you not entertained? What a delivery from the Las Vegas native on that goal.
Well, we have harped time and time again about the success they've had down that right-hand side, but then they have patience in the possession. They switch the point of attack, and then look at this delivery, this service here by Matt Thomas. What a beautiful ball, and then Parra just splitting the 2 center backs for Tacoma. Nothing they can do. They lose track of him, and then a fantastic header. Nothing that Trey Muse can do. Brilliant goal.
Thomas, brilliant. And on that delivery, making the most of his time. And just his third appearance of the season. And he got a yellow card for the celebration.
We'll talk about the having fun, right? Exactly what Eric Ronaldo wanted to see. Both his strikers, 3 goals and then 2 goals. Unbelievable performance by Las Vegas Lights FC tonight. Just from the back to the front, and we're only 62 minutes in.
Well, if you remember in the preseason, this Lights team beat Toronto FC 6-1 on this field. Jumped on them early, and now we're seeing what a lead can do as far as confidence. Matt Thomas making a case to perhaps get back in the, not just the 18, but back in the 11. And Preston again says, that's mine. Can Parra get 4? He's on the ball. Parra, save made that time by Muse.
And you can tell Parra wants that one back. These two are starting to link up. We hadn't seen much interplay between the two of them, Preston and Parra, but each of them finding themselves on the scoreboard, and this time they link up, putting pressure defensively, forcing Tacoma to cough up that ball, and then they're off and running, and Muse coming up with a massive save for Tacoma.
5 now tied for the most goals in a single game in franchise history for Las Vegas Lights FC. And yellow's starting to be given out. And a red second yellow for Daly. And it's gotten worse, if that was all possible, here for Tacoma Defiance. So he'll miss the next match. Jesse Daly getting just his second start, and one to be forgotten sooner than later. The 21-year-old will learn from it.
Yeah, and this is just a silly frustration or frustrated foul, and you could tell he wanted to take it back immediately. And on the other hand, here's that huge save by Muse. Parra disappointed, knows that he should have found the back of the net on that one. But good little interplay there between Preston and Parra, putting pressure on the Tacoma's back line defensively, forcing them, like I said, to cough it up, and then they're off and running. And the two of them have been so potent in the attack tonight.
This has not been a breakthrough game, but it's almost a message game being sent to the Western Conference. You're playing with fire when you come to Cashman Field. 5 Plaza Hotel and Casino goals. They usually come in bunches. It's feast or famine in this game. And they're making up for lost time tonight. Parra, edge of the area. Able to keep it alive, getting it to Cruz, and a heavy touch gets away from him. Well, he wants to be a part of this.
And a heavy touch indeed. You can tell he wants that one back, making that run out of the midfield.
Now remember, our next televised game, which we hope will be as exciting as this one, on MyLVTV and ESPN Plus. The Lights' next broadcast, a Monday game, April 29th. Watch the Lights at Los Dos, 7:30 start. For joining us, Tacoma has conceded 5 goals, and now they've been reduced to 10 men. And now it's damage control for Chris Little. If it wasn't already. That'll be the story tonight. Erwin Parra's hat trick. Second player in club history to turn that trick. And of course, in the jerseys tonight, they golded out the blue because it looked too much like teal. Too much like San Jose Sharks colors. And you see Las Vegas Golden Knights in the NHL playoffs. They've gotten plenty of hat tricks in their day, so Hey, one in Rome. Irvin Parra doing the same thing. Haven't seen any hats tossed down the field yet, though. Just the foam. I think that's going to become a requirement to have the phone on that side. You have that kind of result.
No, and Jeff, in the first half, you asked me about the evolution of this team from last year to this season. And similarities in the fact that you have some individual brilliance and entertaining players that want to attack and get forward and have that individual flair. But what I'm seeing this year is just the continuity between the team. And granted, yes, things are starting to fall their way, and they're having a big night in terms of goal scoring. But it is the team, just taking that individual performances and combining it with a team performance, and just the understanding and the willing to work hard for one another, making sure they have a cohesive unit from the back to the front. I think that is the biggest difference that I've seen so far.
Three goals, a hat trick for Irvin Parra, who had the only goal last week on a penalty, one of them from the spot tonight. It's been all downhill for the Defiance. And again, Kevin Garcia Lopez not quitting on this one. And it will yield a corner kick. Well, they are not letting up. There is going to be no playing back. Play the corner short. And that one got away. Lift off.
And they shouldn't hold back. I mean, they're playing in front of their home crowd. It's the only game this month. They're finally starting to see pieces fall into place and putting an entire 90 minutes. Granted, we're only not quite 70 yet, but performance together. And they've had a week-long break. They'll have another week-long break, so there's plenty of time to rest, plenty of time to regroup, continue to find ways to get better. So there's no reason why they should take their foot off the accelerator.
Getting word 7,805 supporters for the Lights in attendance tonight to witness this titanic struggle. 5-0. To put it in perspective, Las Vegas came in scoring just 4 goals in the previous 5 games. They've eclipsed that in one contest, showing you the potential of this team. And it looks like Sammy Ochoa will come in, and this will be a great story. One of the returning players who has been injured all preseason. Upper body injury now in his second season, had 8 goals a year ago, and looks like he'll come in late in this match to settle it down. Now get some pull-ups on to get your conditioning in. Don't have to run as much in the week. So the number 9, Sammy Ochoa, going to come in. Arguez will have a seat. He's still coming back to full fitness. And another good shift for the Miami native. And Ochoa, in his debut, the Mexican, 32-year-old, product of the Ticos youth system. And usually stellar at holding the ball up, which is going to come in handy when you're trying to see out a win.
In that substitution, it looks like Parr is going to fall back into more of a withdrawn forward or slight attacking midfield role. And it'll be Preston and Ochoa up top.
Now look, and normally in this situation, you're going to throw defensive midfielders and defenders on, but there are none available due to the injuries. So you throw out what you have and ask people to play things that are a little different.
It also gives Ochoa a bit of a run around, get him into the mix. He was a bright spot for Las Vegas last season, scoring goals.
Had 7 assists. Here comes a striker, and Justin Dillon will come in for Diaz, who has been quiet. He was with LA Galaxy 2 the last couple of seasons, had 9 goals in 40 appearances. into Rancho Santa Margarita. Out of Cal Poly. If you're Tacoma, you just want to get a goal. Tough to do, down a man, and down 5 on the scoreboard. Lights, 14 shots, 7 on target. 50% accuracy, not bad. 6, make that 7 in 1 for the visitors. Down the line is Thomas. Matt Thomas can be proud of his performance tonight. Remember, though, the concern now going forward is the health of Christian Torres and also Jabin Torre. So the left side of your defense, hopefully not out too long. Remember, fans, after every Lights FC home game this year, stick around for the Happier Hour, an all-ages post-game party brought to you by Zappos and Two Roots Brewing Company. Another build-up. Preston into the area. Intervention was made by Burkholz. Ball fair back there to do his due diligence. Making his 5th straight start tonight. And Moby, originally from Manhattan, New York, played in Vietnam the last couple of seasons. He's got a Swiss dad, a Japanese mom, and also has an American passport. And offside that time as Tripa will not get a shot on target. And that Happier Hour is going to be incredibly happy. Still another quarter hour and change to go. It's 3-0 at the half. Tacking on 2 more here in the second. Service across. Thomas. It's one of those games, if you're Chris Little, you just want to get out of Dodge and burn the film. And we talked at halftime that, look, they had some chances early going. Did they get that first goal? Things could have been a lot different.
And in those first 10 minutes, they had a few decent chances, right? It looked a little bit like Las Vegas was disorganized in the back. There's some holes where Tacoma was taking advantage of. But once they weathered those first few minutes and those first 10 minutes, that storm, then it was all Vegas after that. We started to see them put that pressure on that they had talked about.
The very first ball, the effort being shown by the Lights here. Preston on the move on the left side now. Has not lost any pace. Oh, stops on a dime, gives him 9 cents. Change over the top and hits the bar. Crossbar challenge. Here's Ochoa. Fair. Well, the confidence this team is getting just in this game, but you know going forward, in a game that will not be forgotten. Pata, head up, crosses away.
Well, Preston's ability to be able to Just a little change of pace there. Just that little stutter step to get past the defender. Not the cross you'd want, but almost catches Muse off his line. And unfortunately for Muse and unfortunately for Preston, finds that crossbar and just is away from danger.
Coming out party for Preston. He'll serve up the corner kick. Floated to the edge of the 18. Scaglia. Garcia Lopez headed back. Gabe Robinson denied. Couldn't get enough purchase on the header. Eric Ronaldo telling us when it came to Gabe Robinson's heading ability, he said, I think he's better than my old teammate Eddie Pope. And that is high praise. You see 5 goals allowed, not very common. First time since July of last year, an 8-goal affair. But you're certainly concerning. They're conceding the most goals in the league. They were last in goals allowed coming in with 14. So now on 19. Through 7 games. Preston. We've had so much drama late. It's a weird position to be in when you're not used to it. Every game has been tight for the Lights so far this season. Now 12 minutes to go, looking for their 3rd clean sheet at home this season. They had 3 all of last year.
Well, it goes back to what I was mentioning just about that team cohesion, right? They've always had these individual players that can show their individual brilliance. But really the difference is to be able to bring that out, but also put a team performance together where you're working hard together, the pieces connect. And that's shown here tonight, especially if this clean sheet stands.
Team PR man Javi Ruiz pointed out that Olsen has this scoreless streak at home going back to 227 minutes. And Olsen was not aware, he said. And the key is to keep it going. If he makes it out of this with another clean sheet, it'll be 317 minutes without yielding a goal. And it's not like he hasn't been tested. Another player down. Slow to get up. And if there's one negative to take from this performance, it's the injuries. And you've already exhausted all subs. Hat-trick. Training staff on. So looking ahead for Las Vegas, let's assume the scoreline has got a big enough cushion. They're at RGV and at LA Galaxy too. 2 teams that are young like this team. But I think a challenge for Eric now is not to get too high. You know, they've been too low at times this season, and now how hard is that to keep these guys on point?
And with these types of seasons, it's really just about managing those ebbs and flows, right? You know, as you mentioned the first little bit, it's difficult to tell what's happening there.
No.
But Parra did signal for a sub.
The problem is Thomas, Ochoa, and Hernandez all came on already, so it will be even at 10 apiece if he comes off. To re-enter the match, maybe. The training staff's going to earn its money in the next couple of weeks. So now it's going to be 10 on 10. So a dour note on a fantastic night, a 3-goal night for Irving Parra. Hopefully it's just precautionary.
But to our point about the ebbs and flows of the season, exactly right. It's just like within a game, managing the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs, but especially in a season. Now, obviously, things weren't falling their way this beginning of the season, and then tonight we're seeing that happen. But again, you made a great point. You can't get too high. It's continuing to find ways to improve. And just staying calm and staying even-keeled throughout the season.
If anything, Las Vegas, a very experienced team. Maybe not playing together, but there are a lot of guys who played for Eric Winalda for Cal FC. Back to the Silverbacks as well. Cal United. Oh, turned over. Now off the track back as Parra continuing to get work. And an offside flag denying things for Justin Dillon. You know, if you've been around Eric Winalda long enough, you know his philosophy as far as finding gems and the hidden talent. He's a guy that doesn't wait for MLS teams to spit out the leftovers. He doesn't go to Division I college games. He goes to the old city college games. He likes to not count out the kids who've got some circumstances that have prevented them from achieving being on somebody else's radar, really. So he's always had success going and mining the places other people don't. And I think the frustration will abate a little bit after tonight. Some of the performances and score lines leading up to this match. "16 shots, 8 on target, 5 goals. But 3 players off injured. Thomas.
It's amazing what goals can do in terms of confidence and patience. Here we're seeing, obviously, there's not a ton of pressure from Tacoma. They're just trying to get numbers behind the ball, but Vegas just switching the point of attack, being patient, not rushing anything, nor do they need to as well. They're not chasing the game. They're not chasing and trying to look for goals, but start scoring goals like this, especially 5 in a game, start to see confidence and players that you haven't seen up until this point.
"10 on 10 after Parra came off. Preston still the full head of steam. Leaves it into the box. And Thomas looking for the goal, denied. Attacking with reckless abandon. When you're hot, you're hot.
And this scoreline could be much bigger, but it's been...
Cruz, and then Ochoa can't get much on it.
He's not going to be happy with that one, but this scoreline could be much bigger than it is, but Muse coming up with some big-time saves in the second half. There he is getting low.
You want it for Thomas.
Yeah, since coming on, he's had a really quality game on this left-hand side.
When you're a coach or even a player, maybe you see something in training that is not to your liking, and maybe a player doesn't start. But in a game situation, how often do you see maybe just a notch and a couple of gears above, and hey, you perform this well, you'll stay out there?
Yeah, I mean, I think that could happen more often than you think. But also at the same time, it really depends on, you know, just because somebody's not starting doesn't mean they're not a quality player, not one of the better players, but it could just be in terms of how they link up with some of your key players. And so Matt Thomas not getting the start doesn't mean that he's not a huge part in terms of the success of this team. But it's just what the look that Eric Winalda was going for tonight, at least from the get-go. And then Matt coming in and being a solid factor down this left-hand side and really working tirelessly, much like Garcia Lopez on the right-hand side, getting up and down that field on the left side and just linking up with players. He's really had a quality game, and I think it'll be making a case for himself to get into the starting lineup.
We talked much about Lucas Scaglia tonight. Now we're in the captain's armband after Parra went off. And when you're a defensive midfielder, sometimes not hearing your name, you're doing your job. Ochoa still trying to come back into fitness and form after that long injury.
And that plays right into what Eric had told us earlier this week too. He felt like he had some players, or quite a few players, that were trying to be the hero all the time, right?
Yeah,
and sometimes when you don't call somebody's name, exactly what you said, it's just about doing your job. You're linking players. You can have just as much as an impact. It could be a different type of creativity, but it's just doing your job and helping some of the other players show their brilliance out there.
We've entered the 88th minute as Thomas not wanting to give that ball up. And a long switch from Cruz. Tonight in every home game, Lights players give away the shirts off their backs. It's brought to you by Boston Dental Group. Call 388-8888 to schedule your appointment with Boston Dental, the official dentists of the Las Vegas Lights. Another superlative to hold out for. Largest margin of victory in franchise history. That would be new. Tacoma just trying to get out of here without further damage, or maybe have something positive to build on as they look ahead to Phoenix. Strand, a busy night. This Defiance team looking just winded and gassed. Been a lot of up and down.
Well, not only physically when you're playing multiple games on the road and you're coming off a loss on Wednesday night, but emotionally it's draining as well. Trying to find ways to continue to improve. You know, the game's out of reach at this point in time.
Be interesting to see if Brian Schmetzer loans a couple of players to the Defiance here in the coming weeks, just to stem the tide. Some of that veteran influence. Whipped into the six, headed on frame and off target. That was their best chance. And a good look from Campbell, who has scored a number of those in his day.
Yeah, this is their best look of this half. Campbell does a good job of getting there first and redirecting it, but Thomas Olsen had that one taken care of in that near post.
Campbell, first team All-American 2015 with UNC. Get around the edge. We talked about in the open the danger Hopiau has. Just hasn't yielded anything tonight. So about to go into stoppage time. There will be 2 minutes. 2 minutes separate the Las Vegas Lights. They're a third straight home shutout and their largest margin of victory in franchise history, 5-0 against Tacoma. About 90 seconds. I don't think the referee, Eligio Arguin, is going to have much else. Everybody wants to go home. Tacoma to forget about it and burn the tape. Las Vegas likes to go celebrate the happier hour. It's always good when you're just passing it around. Lights have had to wait 6 games to have this kind of performance. So cure what ails you. Yep. It is going to be a good night. About 30 ticks left. Las Vegas will improve to 2-3-1. Move them up to 7 points and up those standings in the West. Tacoma will stay near the back of the pack. They have to do something about conceding as many goals or shipping a lot of them here. Could work for Robinson, again, the only center back there right now. And we played the 2. Just got to kick this in and it's celebration time. Hopi Owl on the corner. That was won by Gabe Robinson. And lighted up Las Vegas. This one goes to Lights FC. 5-0 over the Tacoma Defiance. Second win for Eric Winalda. And a 3rd straight shutout at Cashman Field. Well, we'll come back and put a colorful bow tie on this one as the Lights win it convincingly. Celebration time at Cashman. We'll be back.
Catch professional soccer on MyLVTV when your Las Vegas Lights FC take on Rio Grande Valley FC Toros Saturday, April 20th at 5:30 p.m.
Ball hit across. What a finish!
Don't miss a moment of all the action on MyLVTV, Channel 21, Cable 12.
2019 is here. We must plan our attack.
The 2019 Camry's powerful stance will announce our arrival with authority. I prefer the 2019 Avalon for its sense of daring.
How are we going to combine our forces to face our common foe?
Because of UMC, there's a wide open road ahead of me.
Because of UMC, she can grow up with her twin sister.
Because of UMC, I'm here to help you.
UMC, the highest level of care in Nevada.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Silverado. It's the official truck of calloused hands and elbow grease. The official truck of getting to work and getting to work. It's the official truck of homecoming and coming home. The all-new Chevy Silverado. Now during Chevy Truck Month, get 0% financing for 72 months on this all-new Silverado.
See your Southern Nevada Chevy dealers.
Hey, I'm Brian Salmon.
And I'm Amber Dixon. Enjoy tonight's game and be sure to watch News 3 live at 11 tonight.
Yep, we'll have highlights and you never know, you might end up on TV too.
The place for all the Lights action is with News 3 Sports.
And good luck to the Las Vegas Lights.
Now there'll be a lot of highlights to talk about tonight. A 5-goal shutout over the Tacoma Defiance as we take a look at how this all transpired. And Tacoma really had the best of the run of play the first 10 minutes or so. And then things changed in a hurry.
Yeah, it was back and forth, and then we see here Preston making a statement in his case for getting in that starting lineup. A good first touch to take him away from pressure, and then slots it across the goal line to that far post. And after that goal, as you mentioned, Jeff, it was all Las Vegas after that. Parra steps up to take this one, a fantastic penalty kick there. And then to be Parra again off the Olsen assist from the keeper. This one finds the between the legs and the back of the net.
Now Parra was just getting warmed up.
We can't say enough about Garcia Lopez and his ability to get up and down that right-hand side, and then he finds Preston again. This one just sneaks through, lands to the feet of Preston. He's able to turn, no pressure at all, and then we're starting to see a little bit more of that patience, that balance that Eric Winaldo wanted. They're able to switch to point of attack. Fantastic ball in by Matt Thomas. Finds the head of Parra. An even better header on goal to that far post. Nothing Muse can do, and you can see the excitement and just the complete performance that Las Vegas Lights FC put together tonight.
We saw Matt Thomas ring up that first assist of 2019. Goals are what count. Out shooting them 18-10, and half of those shots on target.
And we mentioned the possession in the first half, and Tacoma had a greater percentage of that, but really the tide started to shift completely, not only with the goals, but also possession and just their dominance from top to bottom of this game.
Well, now on 7 points in that Western Conference. And the deal now is get healthy and figure out some depth to do this again. Well, what a night for your Las Vegas Lights. They win 5-0. For Lori Lindsay, for our producer Abe Aponte, our director Jose Bueso, and our entire Vista World Link and ESPN Plus crew, I'm Jeff Radcliffe saying so long. Party time at Cashman tonight. 5-0 Las Vegas. Big win. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.